What do grapefruits have to do with mesothelioma? Could grapefruit pectin help in the fight against mesothelioma? That is what we're going to explore today. Hey, I'm Deborah from survivingmesothelioma.com, and for almost 20 years now, we have been helping mesothelioma patients with the latest mesothelioma information. In today's video, we are going to explore 3 interesting ways in which grapefruit pectin might potentially improve the lives of mesothelioma patients. But first things first, what is grapefruit pectin? And how can it help people with mesothelioma? Grapefruit pectin is a type of fiber found in the peel and pulp of grapefruits. It is often sold as a supplement, and after carefully analyzing 2 studies from the International Journal of Molecular Sciences and the Journal of Phytomedicine, it looks like grapefruit pectin could potentially slow down cancer growth, and it might even make chemotherapy more effective. But please note that these studies were done on different cancer cells to mesothelioma, but it might still be worth bringing up grapefruit pectin with your doctor to see if it could help. Clinical trials also need to be done to see if this could help patients outside of the lab setting. I'll leave a link to all of the studies in the description for you. So, how exactly can grapefruit pectin help mesothelioma patients? Let's take a closer look at the 3 ways that it may help. Number 1, antioxidant protection. A study published in the International Journal of Molecular Sciences in 2021 showed how cancer cells reacted to grapefruit pectin in test tubes. What they discovered is that it has strong antioxidant properties. This basically means that it can help protect cells from damage caused by harmful molecules called free radicals. But what are antioxidants, and why are they so important? Well, imagine your body is like a big city. And in this city, there are little workers, your cells, that keep everything running smoothly. But sometimes tiny troublemakers called oxidates come into play, and they can cause damage, like lighting little fires. And that makes it hard for the workers or your cells to do their jobs. Antioxidants are like firefighters. They put out these little fires and they keep the city safe. Does that make sense? Okay, so why are these antioxidants important when fighting cancer? Okay, you see, cancer is like a huge disaster in the city where the troublemakers have completely taken over. And then when it comes to mesothelioma, antioxidants become even more important. And here's why. First, in mesothelioma, the oxidants, the troublemakers, are super active and they cause a lot of damage. Antioxidants help protect the cells or the workers from this damage, which is really important to keep things under control. And second, they may help your treatments work better. When doctors use treatments like chemotherapy or radiation to fight cancer, these treatments can sometimes hurt your healthy cells too. So according to a study published in the Journal of Integrative Cancer Therapies in 2017, antioxidants may help reduce this damage, making the treatments more effective and less harmful. But we have to be really careful when using antioxidants. This is because while they help protect cells, they can sometimes help the cancer cells to survive too. So scientists are working hard to understand exactly how and when to use them. All right, back to the grapefruit pectin. The second way it may help is by slowing down cancer cell growth. In that same study in 2021 that I mentioned earlier, the International Journal of Molecular Sciences looked at how cancer cells are affected by grapefruit pectin in test tubes. They found that grapefruit pectin can slow down or stop cancer cells from multiplying. So think of it like putting the brakes on cancer growth. This could help keep tumors maybe from getting bigger. And the third way that grapefruit pectin may help is by enhancing chemotherapy. A 2019 study published in Phytomedicine looked at how lung cancer reacted to grapefruit compounds in both test tubes and in mice. What they discovered is that grapefruit compound made the chemotherapy drug called adriamycin work better. This means potentially more effective treatments with less side effects. Imagine if your current treatments could work even better with just a little help from grapefruit. What I found really interesting was that grapefruit pectin seems to work in multiple ways to fight cancer. It's not just one benefit, but potentially several working together. And that's pretty exciting for cancer research. Incredible, right? Okay, but what about the side effects and the risks of grapefruit pectin? The studies that we looked at didn't find any major negative outcomes, but one thing that they did find is that grapefruit pectin is still in the early stages of research. Early stages of research means we don't know everything about how it works or its long-term effects. So more studies, especially in humans, are needed to fully understand its benefits and risks. Also, it's important to note that these promising results haven't been confirmed in mesothelioma patients yet. Another thing you should take note of is that these studies were done in test tubes and mice, focusing on different types of cancer, not mesothelioma. Remember, that means the results might not be the same in the human body or for mesothelioma specifically. That doesn't mean the information is useless. It just means that human clinical trials would be needed to see if grapefruit pectin really helps mesothelioma patients. There can be a big jump from test tube results to what happens in the human body. So to recap, here's what we know. That grapefruit pectin helped protect cells from damage, slowed down cancer cell growth, and potentially makes chemotherapy more effective. But will it work in mesothelioma patients? Unfortunately, we don't know yet. So what does that mean for you if you have mesothelioma? Well, if I were in your shoes, I would definitely talk to my doctor about grapefruit pectin. Maybe it could be used as a complementary therapy. Maybe it could help make your current treatments more effective. Who knows? But surely it is worth speaking to your doctor about. In my opinion, the research on grapefruit pectin for cancer is promising, but you should always consult with your healthcare provider before making any changes to your treatment plan. Oh, and if you would like to see how the world's longest living mesothelioma survivor lived for 27 years, please visit survivingmesothelioma.com. You'll see the exact strategies that he used to survive for almost 3 decades. That's all I've got for you today, and I really hope this was helpful, and I'll see you next time.